I understand you have a bottom line, but actually, if you have a community where people are able to be their healthiest selves, it increases productivity, it reduces presenteeism, it reduces absenteeism. And I think slowly but surely we're getting there. But I think that's the biggest message, to create a community of help within your organization. We have a community of busyness, we have a community and a culture of overworked and hustler mentality, and it burns people out and leads people to an early grave.
Welcome to Career Mama Stories, where we talk to moms who not only have one career, they have two, raising their children and doing the work that they love. Enjoy.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So my name is Kosolu Ananti, but my nickname is Casa, like Mi Casa, Su Casa. It just makes it easier. That's what I heard through immigrant child's ears when growing up. I couldn't say my name how my parents said it, but Casa is my nickname. Born and raised in Houston, Texas, and I currently live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area with my husband and my son, Kai. I am the founder and creator of afrikoPOP Fitness, which is we make your body pop. We combine modern West African dance with body sculpting exercises set to an Afro pop beat. Prior to that, I've been in corporate wellness for over 10 years. Moved up the ranks as a health coach, then a wellness coordinator, and then a corporate wellness director. And being in the corporate wellness director role, I was pregnant with my first son, KJ. And during my 6 month of pregnancy, on the cusp of my 23rd week, I went into labor at work. I was in labor and delivery for 3 days and then eventually had my son by emergency C-section, July 23rd of 2016. And he passed away on July 31st of 2016 while me and my husband were visiting him in the NICU. And that completely just changed everything in terms of my fear and what I thought I could do and paying attention to my body, just a whole smorgasbord of things, which led me to create afrikoPOP, a way to celebrate what my body could do and also help me through the grieving process of my son, KJ. And then, thank God, I was able to get pregnant again with my second son, Kai. He was born on May 2018. And it's crazy because I'm sorry, I should have turned off my dryer. So afrikoPOP started in January 2017 officially. I was doing, all the stuff, getting ready, did promo videos and photography, and then ready for the launch on January 2017. And we just kind of took off like a rocket. Very much momentum, was featured in Ebony and Shape magazine, was in local radio and television, and was about to pilot the classes in a local Y in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And when I became pregnant, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can do this. And then I'll just take 2 months off and boom, I'll be right back in it. But it did not go that way at all. And with having Kai, I struggled because, you think that it's going to go one way and then life tells you differently. And I believe I did have postpartum, even though I was just kind of go, go, go. Like I decided I did slow down and I wanted to be there with my son full time, at least the first year of his life. But it was really jarring because I was making connections. I was meeting people, shaking hands and kissing babies. And then I just only kissed my baby. And so because when you're an entrepreneur at the stage where I was at, if I don't work, the money doesn't come in. there was no automation. It was only me doing the classes current at that time. I was working on bringing other people in, but then I gave birth. And so I took a job due to fear for money. I mean, my husband worked full time, but the funding was drying up and I hated that job. And so it led to depression. And then we get into the pandemic, which further led to depression and again, a whole bunch of weight. But the pandemic really helped me to sit down and deal with myself, all the things that I've been avoiding and running and maybe truly haven't completely dealt with, because my son died and I started this business and I got pregnant and then I had my son, and it was just, I didn't really just sit in that emotion. So I started going to therapy again during the pandemic and really just getting clarity, even though I was fighting it, of staying still, not having to always be in control, that I wasn't a failure, that I recognizing what I have done and not being so hard on myself. And then, because for a while I completely stopped. I mean, I was off and on with doing afrikoPOP and just working on in general, but it really came to a screeching halt. I weighed 210 pounds. I was the biggest I've ever been. I was miserable. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to order some bands from Amazon, order TRX, and start strength training, because I knew what I needed to do, but I just stopped it. And I had to get back to that, to get back to myself. So I did. And I've lost 30 pounds since last year, really, June of 2020. And really, I think maybe April, my birth month, is when I said, I'm going to come back to afrikoPOP. Like I was in my head of past successes, but it wasn't that I was not successful anymore. It was just that my energy shifted to taking care of my son, and that was worth things being on hold. And it was never too late. I just put too much doubt and fear in my head. But no, I believe in God, and, I have a devotional, and, people just started pouring into me and I started receiving what they were saying. So I'm back doing afrikoPOP. It's everywhere, even though I'm not active in all of my social media accounts. We're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. I thought we had a Snap, no more Snap, Facebook. And I'm happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been. And as entrepreneur, the money ebbs and flows, especially when you're just starting. And it's not like I have a whole bunch of money from it. I'm not really generating that much money right now, but I'm doing what I love, and I know that will eventually come with it, as long as you're consistent. And so I think, that is the long, short story of it.
I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
So I worked in the fitness world for 20 years.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep, that was my past. Well, I shouldn't say past life, because I need to be still in fitness. But I taught group exercise and everything, and water fitness, and aquatics is where I started, and that branched out into more wellness areas. So
awesome.
My heart and soul is with you. And when we stopped moving, holy cow, I had the same experience during COVID. Like, I thought I was going to work out all the time. And then the mental load just makes you exhausted, and you make different choices. And it seems like you're probably an extrovert, at least mostly extroverted. And I've realized how much I'm on the line of extrovert introvert. Like, I need my downtime and my alone time as well. But then I'm like, where are my people? Right.
Yeah.
So during COVID, that was really hard. And you just don't get the same feeling through the computer as you do in person. So
absolutely.
I can relate to everything you're saying, the weight gain and the shame and the, wait, why am I not, I know what I need to do. Why am I not doing it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Love your concept too. I'm thrilled to hear that it's popular. So you're getting back and getting some media attention. So the people on my accounts will love it, because with my background, a lot of people are in fitness and exercise instructors and stuff. So that'll be fun to share your story.
Absolutely.
So during the pandemic, did your husband keep working? How did it look at home?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So the good thing is my husband is the stabilizing force. Like he will be the one to stay at a job for 10 plus years and just be fine, even though it may be grueling. And he's a detention officer, so he works at the county jail, third shift. Currently, before that, he was in loss prevention for like 12 years, and then he's now with the county. And he just, like most men, they just keep going, and I'm the one who's like, no, I don't like how I'm being treated. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna be strategic with my career, really up until the point when my first son died, KJ died. I knew where I was going. Like corporate wellness, I already knew. I was going to be the first chief wellness officer of X, Y, and Z. Not to say that can't happen, but I knew. And then when my whole world turned upside down, that just shifted the possibilities of what I can do. So with my husband, just steady. My rock, steady. I'm the one all over the place.
I can also relate. That's why we're entrepreneurs, right? We need to shape our own path. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So was he must have physically still been going to work during this
Yes.
time?
Yes. So, oh my goodness. Yes. Like 3 of his coworkers passed from COVID.
Oh.
They've had to increase their hours. It's been really he's been always coming in, and he's very diligent about cleanliness and washing and face covering, even still now. So yeah, it has been stressful. So I try to ease the stress and comfort, and I love to cook, and I cannot be in mess. So we're opposites in that way. I mean, he cooks, but it works, we balance yin and yang. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it has been quite a toll on him, but and it caused some tension at first, but what I've learned is that we really have to lean on each other, and he's not me and I'm not him, and that is okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So your son is tell me 4?
3.
3. Cute. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So how did he fare in isolation or with lockdown? How did that look for him?
So he does go to daycare. And you know what's so crazy? During lockdown, going to daycare is when he's had the least sickness, illness. Like he has been, and now I'm in Texas. With everything back up, everybody's just masks no longer being a requirement. Now everybody's getting sick again. But they have made the requirement at the daycare that you have to come in and wash your hands, before you enter the rooms. And I know they hate that it's been lifted, because since they've seen drastic shifts in sicknesses and illnesses and all that for both the kids and the staff. So he's just hasn't skipped a beat. He has his little friends. He's like, Mommy, I had a party and in Austin. And, he's just, going on and on and on. So honestly, I mean, he'll sometimes be like, Mommy, I want to wear a mask. But outside of that, he's just moving along. Social butterfly.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So he is conscientious of mask wearing. Has he expressed any anxiety on his end or worry about getting sick?
No. Oh my gosh. No. I mean, he'll say things like, well, when he gets sick, or like he was sick a couple weeks ago, like, Mommy, I need to go to the doctor. Mommy, I'm sick. I need to go to the doctor. But outside of that, no one's like, he's a little bit too free. He'll just dash out. He'll run out. And he can run really fast, really quick. And I'm just like, oh my God, don't run in the street. He's like, car, stop. He thinks he's Superman or something. So Yeah, he's yes,
Yeah.
he's my special daredevil.
Yeah. I have, a daughter, and she's not as much of a daredevil. And I grew up with 3 brothers, so I know what they're capable of. And I do say at this point, I'm very thankful. I'm not just worried about saving their life all the time.
Yes. Oh
So
my God.
kudos to you, Mama. Those of you
Ah,
raising boys for this next generation, like you're
woo.
doing a great job.
Yes, we're hoping for a girl if we get to. I'm just like I don't know. But, if we do have another, I do want a little girl.
Yeah.
But either way, if we do, if we don't, and if we do, if it's a boy, that's okay too.
Shift gears for just a second. You already saw some of the images from the book that I wrote. So first of all, when you see these images, what are the thoughts and like, how does it resonate with you?
I know which one I gravitate to the most, but I think of, and I can just go down the row. Number one, absolutely, just the best moment, or the most relaxation I felt, I guess, in the past 5 years was when I did give birth and the hospital. If I were to know how it would be afterward, I'd be like, oh yeah, take the baby. I don't, because I always wanted him with me, but I was like, no, take.
Right.
It was my second pregnancy was just flawless. So those pictures, and then the pictures of eating and holding daddy's hand, and the oops, and it's just it garners feelings of relatability. And then number two, oh my goodness, my son's room is the best room in the house. Like, I love how it's set up. It feels to me like it's its own separate city state or whatever. So I always read to my son before he goes to bed, and we have stars from the projection on his room, and it's just, yes. And then 3, oh my goodness, yes, get off me. Like, whenever he sees the laptop, it's like no work can get done. So yeah, same with 4, tantrum all over the place. We haven't gotten to 5 yet. We're working on that. And then 6, no, just bust in, not, can I? No, bust in through.
Yeah.
Mommy, what you doing? Mama. Yeah.
Yep. So it must help you a lot that he can go to daycare and get his social time and give you a breather.
Absolutely, because I'm always thinking, like, what work can I get done? I mean, the older he's not as clingy, but he is very much a mama's boy. And so if he's not, and he's like that controlling boyfriend, if the intention has to be on me, or I'm gonna be like, what are you doing? Where are you going? You need to be here.
Yeah.
Where are you? That's my son is my boyfriend, and my husband is my husband. He's the little guy, the little boy that's just, no, mommy.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Just like a controlling boyfriend.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. Like, when if I'm out of sight, Mama, where are you? Where are you? Where are you going? I'm like,
yeah. My daughter's in summer camp. Oh, finally. So I'm in Portland, Oregon. I don't think I mentioned that.
Okay.
And we've been, locked down just until a couple weeks ago completely. And so same here, like people are starting to get colds and things again, which hadn't happened. That was like the silver lining, right?
Yes.
If you weren't getting COVID, you weren't getting sick, which was nice.
Yeah.
So finally we have summer camps. And so my daughter's at summer camp, but she's had now even more of a hard time going back. She used to love to go to school or daycare. And now she's like, I want to be at home with mama. I want to be at home with mama. And last night, I don't want to go to camp tomorrow yet again. And so I said, well, why don't I show you my calendar and show you that I can't be with you if you stay home? And she was like, oh, okay. I guess summer camp's better than like sitting in my room all day. So
yeah.
funny. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well,
how old is she?
She's 6. She just turned 6. Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to be in first grade. So we did kindergarten on the computer, which was a trip.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So number 3 for me was definitely like me helping her on her computer. She jumping in on my calls, and I don't have a lock on my office door, which I found out late. I was like, oh, I can't even lock it. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anything else? Number 2 for sure for us too. Like, do you ever fall asleep when you're reading to your son?
No, I don't fall. Well, so after the story time, we have like quiet downtime. So for 5 minutes, and then put in a bed. And it's only once. I don't know what was going on. It was just, I guess, a lot going on. And then I fell asleep, and it was like 12:30. Like, whoa, let me put you to bed and tiptoe in my room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I used to, before pandemic, I got better at like getting out of her room before I would fall asleep. But when I was working at my corporate job and come home, especially if I had a late meeting or something and come home, oh my gosh, I would pass out. And she just thought it was hilarious. Like, I'd wake up and she's giggling and like looking at
Oh my gosh.
Funny.
Look at mommy.
Yeah. Okay, you also mentioned, I'm just looking here, I'll stop sharing this. You also mentioned that you're able to connect with your son a little bit better on a different level. Could you talk about that for just one more minute?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was so much in with immigrant parents, you always have to like excel. You need to like perform at this level. And so I was more like, okay, I need to sleep train you. No mess, like, come on, as a kid, but no, like so rigid. And then if something happened, or he didn't go to sleep at a certain time, I'd be like, oh my God, you're the worst mom ever. You're doing this stuff completely wrong. You're messing up. And then I just had to really take a step back, and my counselor's like, everything you're doing is fine. It's absolutely fine. And that allowed me to just stop being so much in my head and really connect and like see the world through his eyes, the wonderment. Mosquito bite, I mean, he just loves saying mosquito bite, even if there's there's a mosquito, fly, just like, and be like, and go there with him, and then when he plays his little guitar, I'm like dancing, with him, and he's bopping his head, and that's like the best moment. Even though I'm afraid he's gonna run into the street and get hit by a car, it's still the best moment to like really be in it, and then him really being about mommy, because he really is about mommy. Mm-hmm. So even if certain things don't go like, okay, we need to eat at this time, you need to eat all your food, you need to go to bed at this time, your bath time needs to be this, even if it's not so, structure is important, but it's not so rigid. To be able to like paint with him, because he has a little easel in his room, and be in his little tent, his little teepee. I mean, these are the moments that I relish and I sit back in, and I was able to appreciate more during the pandemic.
Is there anything as we wrap up that you would like to express to looking at moms and their experience and what they need from our society? Is there anything that you would recommend or advice you have?
Girl, that's a whole nother, yes. But long story short, my experience being, I haven't been pregnant in a corporate setting. I mean, excuse me. Since having my son. And unfortunately, I felt in the job that I was at was not accommodating, really didn't care. I think the politicians, whoever, society needs to support pregnant women by allowing them to take, whether it's working from home, whether it's working, doing whatever it is they need to do. But if they don't have to physically be in the office, not being in the office. Because from my experience, I knew something was wrong, but I was in fear of losing my job, that I ignored my body for 2 weeks before I went into early labor. So, and I know that just happens to a lot of women. And that's also part of my think tank or my approach to being a woman's advocate, especially for mom and pregnant women. That's the most vulnerable time we are in our lives. We are inches away from death. And it's like, who cares? You know? So I would say to make accommodations. It does not, I understand you have a bottom line, but actually, if you have a community where people are able to be their healthiest selves, it increases productivity, it reduces presenteeism, it reduces absenteeism. And I think slowly but surely we're getting there. But I think that's the biggest message, to create a community of help within your organization. We have a community of busyness, we have a community and a culture of overworked and hustler mentality, and it burns people out and leads people to early grave. So that's what I would say is what is needed. A culture of balance, if that ever happens, or at least the ability to at least let that be an option.
Oh, beautiful. Well said. Thank you so much.
You.
All the moms, I'm talking to moms all around the country. And so I love that I get to add Texas to the list. Woo-hoo! And you, Mama, thank you from me to you for everything you do and for raising those sons that we need to be male advocates and support their moms and their wives and their, family. So thank you so much.
So necessary.
Yeah. So nice to meet you. Hopefully we get to connect again. Let me know if there's anything you think of that I can help with. I'm a career coach by trade. That's what I'm doing with my business full time. So awesome. I'm hoping to create, and I'll show you the book. It's right here. I'm hoping to create a series of Career Mama books. Aww. Yeah, that are feature career changes for moms. So to your point, like maternity leave, or when a mom's going back to work after being on maternity leave, how do you have that conversation as a family and make it more normal?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping that these books can do. So I might reach out in the future for some
anytime. Awesome. Open door.
Thank you so much for all your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, please stay in touch.
Will do. Absolutely.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. I'm the daughter of Nigerian immigrants. And so, so my full name is Chim Kosolu. And that means, so Chi is God and M personalizes it. So Chim is my God. And then loosely translated, Kosolu means whatever pleases my God, or whatever, whatever my God wants. I'm the firstborn, and when my parents had me, my dad assumed that his firstborn would be a boy. And when it turned out to be me, he became she. He said, it pleases my God to give him a girl. So that's my full name. Yeah.
Oh, I love that story. Thank you for sharing.